nutshell with Little Acres Creations. And I have another junk journal. So this one will be for sale in at littleacrescreations.com. So I just wanted to show you guys this. The front has a rose inlay. And then I kind of framed it. I have a little frame around it. And I just hit that with a little bit of gold. So it kind of looks like an old, really old book. Now this cover is handmade, and it takes a few hours to make these. So, but I just wanted to show you guys. Isn't that pretty? I have a heart down here. I probably won't be adding hearts anymore, just because I don't know if people want those on their, on their books. But we do have the rounded spine. So every piece of this was handmade. The book, the cover, and then I have some lace just coming out of the binding. Isn't that gorgeous? So this one I am calling Rose. I have like a satin ribbon tie, and you can just tie that into a bow. And look at all this lace. Isn't that gorgeous? It's so pretty. So each of the signatures, there's 6 signatures. So there's over 160 pages in here. And then I have some stuff on the top. And most of this is tags. So you could take these out if you wanted to. And it is so full. I decided not to put anything else in it because I was afraid there wouldn't be enough room. But most of the stuff in here you could take out if you wanted to. So again, this is Rose. And let me show you what's in here. So I have a library pocket, and I have a vintage greeting card, thank you card. Isn't that pretty? And then this beautiful vintage postcard, Barcelona. I just thought that was so pretty. Actually, it might be a picture, but there is some writing on the back. And then this is the first signature. Have some information. This is from I believe it was like a 1964 magazine. So it's just about flowers and things like that. The whole book, I tried to incorporate just roses, but other flowers kind of crept in, which makes it fun. This is the Farmer's Almanac from 1988. That's the year I graduated, so my husband said that's vintage. Not as old as some items, but And this is one of those really long, I believe it's like a wine bottle bag that I picked up at a yard sale. And I covered it, decoupaged it with a napkin, front and back. And then I have a piece of that hand tatted lace. And then one of those weather cards. This one's from 1960. You'll see a few of those in this book. I tried to really deck this one out. I have so much stuff, and I'm trying to just add extra stuff. So, and here is, this has a clip, and it's a tag, again with some tattered lace, and it's a journaling spot. And I made this tag from just the back of an old music book, and it was such a thick paper, so just made some tags out of it. This is a shelf liner. So I picked this up at a yard sale, and it smells kind of like baby powder. So I thought it was wrapping paper, and my mother-in-law said, no, that's shelf liner, or not shelf liner. It's a drawer liner for like lingerie drawers. So, and here's a tuck spot. Here's some of that Italian writing. And then just some paper. Here's an insert from a book. I think it was in 1980. Just about some of the floral growing, some coffee dyed paper. And here is a tuck spot, a little banner with a, oops, kind of got stuck there. I think I tucked it too far. This is more of that, I believe this is, like I said, I believe it is Italian, but I'm not 100% sure. It could be Spanish. So this is some, what's that called? Tracing paper, I believe. And then a game card. Like I said, I piled this one full. This is a doily that I made out of some music paper. And then I put some rub-on rose, and it's a tuck spot. This is an old date book, from an old date book. Here's another tuck spot. Again, I added some butterflies, and then some more of that paper that has the pretty flowers and stuff on it. And then another banner, and again, this has some more of that hand-tatted lace. Like, you'll see a lot of hand-tatted lace in this one because I have so much of it. And this is like a music game piece, and then just a coffee-stained journaling tag. And this is a dictionary definition for the word rose. And then I just added a little butterfly, and this is just a cutout. I love that paper. The back of that bag, I just made another cutout, added a piece of tatted heart, and then another journaling spot. This is from Pennsylvania. I recently got some ephemera from someone in Pennsylvania, from Diane. Hi, Diane. So I'll tag all those below. Again, this book was created using Nick the Booksmith's class. This is just a journaling spot and an old bingo card. I thought those were fun. And another one of those weather cards. So it says good for a week. So I don't know if that means that the weather stayed the same. I don't know. And this is just an index card that I had, coffee stain. And I love this music paper. I love all the notes. Coffee stain paper. Another one of the drawer liners. Some more cutouts. I think I might have added those a little bit quick. A tuck spot, coffee stain paper, another tag. This one has a key hanging from it, and these have fibers on it. This is kind of like the Tim Holtz clips, but I picked these up at Daiso, so a little bit cheaper there. And this is a named Rose, so I pulled out Rose Ann of Charing Cross. I tried to get papers and stuff that refer to Rose Ann. Another one of those informative items. And this is a piece of lace that I just made a tuck spot. I love that. That's one of my favorites, lace pieces. More coffee stain tracing paper, an insert, and this is the back side. This is an envelope that I made from some music paper. I didn't stick anything in this one, so you can stick something in there. One of those old Rolodex cards. This is a flip out. The good thing about these is they were so long. I mean, they were like 30 inches long. So I was able to make some flip outs. Another tuck spot with a journaling card. A really cool rose postcard. And the roses, some of that lace. And that, I just loved him. I thought he was cute. This is a crocheted heart on this banner. Hand crocheted. another one of those tuck spots, or you can glue it down to make it a tuck spot, or you can just put something on the back of it. Another tuck spot with a journaling card. Insert coffee stain paper. Some more of that paper. I just love that. It's so busy looking, but it's just so neat looking. This is an old, it came in some stuff I got from a yard sale, and it's just a paper doll card. So you can stick something in there. You can write a note. Here's another one of those weather cards. And then I made it into a tuck spot. This is the middle of the signature. I created a envelope, and then this beautiful paper, so you can write a note on this paper. It's lily. I believe that's a lily or an orchid. Got that from some ephemera I just purchased. Music note, coffee stain paper, an insert. Another one of those weather cards. So there's so many in here, you could certainly take some of those out and reuse them. So, can you hear my cat in the background? She carries a baby around, which is like a toy, and then she just meows. Coffee stain paper. Some more of that lace. This is an envelope tuck spot. This is from Patricia Viramontes. So it's just an envelope that you fold, and it has 3 tuck spots, one behind it. So one in the center. This is another one of those, like I said, I believe it's Italian card. And another one here. And this is an old plain card, but it's so tiny, and it kind of is a rose. So I stuck that in there. These are some vintage buttons that I sewed on to the bottom. Plenty of room in here for journaling. Here's another piece of lace that I'm just totally in love with. So I made a tuck spot. You could put whatever you wanted to in here. I just put some journaling areas. So it's all kind of the same throughout the book. Here's a flip up. I believe that's from Nazi. And some vintage buttons, some lace. And I love this fabric. So here's another banner, another one of those cards. Some more tatting. The tatting is from my mother-in-law. So years ago she taught me to tat, so we both have some tatting. This is Johnny Doughboy found a rose in Ireland. Like I said, if it had rose, I stuck it in here. And it was too long, so I ended up cutting the bottom off, but it had the date on there. So I'm not sure, but I think it's like 1922 or something. I didn't look it up. But it's in Roman numerals. So, another fold out. Here's a fold out. Put whatever you'd like to in that. This is some of that real tiny graph paper. Here is another envelope. The bad thing was it was brittle, so I went ahead and glued that down, so it just kind of flips up. And then I do have something in here. I believe it's another one of those little cards. So you just have to be really cautious with that one. Another. So I'm not sure where it turned off. So let's go back to this one. Just to see. Here's some cutoffs. So the offcuts, I just sewed them together, and then I backed it with some tea stain paper. And then it has a little charm, has some nuts and a little oak leaf. And I made a tuck spot out of this tag. So here's some more. And here's another bag. Just has a journaling spot. and another tatted, hand tatted circle there. So sorry if I'm repeating myself. I think I just talked too long. And here's a crocheted heart. Another tag, it says unique. And then on the back it says something about friends. You can take that out and share it, or you can put it in here. Maybe a picture of your friends or something. That would be sweet. And here is something from the Delaware, Lackawanna and Western Railroad Company. So, and this is from 1945. So you kind of want to be careful with it. It's a little bit brittle. And then a tuck spot with a canceled stamp that had a rose on it. Another tuck spot. Another one of those weather cards. Hope you guys aren't getting tired of those. Like I said, they'll be in a few of my books, and I'll probably put a few in each one. This is another offcut. I backed it with some tea stain paper, coffee dyed paper. This is a green graph paper. Another one of those doilies. Another tuck spot. And this is another one of those little envelopes that you can stick something in there. Another journaling card. And this is from gosh. Sorry, I don't want to tear anything. This is from that 1988 almanac. And this is a 1954 calendar that has that ledger on the back. However, the ledger's upside down, but the calendar isn't. And this is another fabric flip with some vintage buttons sewn on. There's another tag, and this one has a crocheted heart that my mother-in-law made. And the back of it has, see how this was the old music book, so I just used that to make some tags. The other side of that doily. And I used this one. It's a postcard, and it had flowers in it, so I stuck that in here. And then here is another one of those Patricia pockets, and I have an old milk label, and I thought that was kind of cool. I got that from a recent purchase, a card that had some flowers on it, and then the bridge score sheet. So, and this is a vintage button. So, and that is Rose. Isn't that so pretty? I love how she turned out. So, hope you guys like it. These books, since I am making the covers, they're going to be a little bit more expensive than some of the other, like if I was using a reclaimed book and redoing that. And that's because, again, this is from scratch. And it's a long process, and you know, there's certain items you need to buy for it and stuff like that. But Nick the Booksmith will, you can take a class at her Etsy shop. So I'll put a link to her below, and I'll put a link to Diane's store. Again, I got some great vintage ephemera from her, and that was kind of cool. But I love this book, and it is so thick. So I hope you guys like this one. Head on over again to the shop, littleacrescreations.com. You guys have a great day.